MR.DEAN44.
What is up, everyone? It's Taylor here from MR.DEAN44, and today we're going to be looking at every level in Super Mario 64 Ranked. Now, this is going to be a reaction video to this guy known as MR.DEAN. He made this video about 6 months ago, and so I'm excited to check it out. I love Super Mario 64. I love also seeing smaller YouTubers like myself. So we're going to go check it in, see what it's all about, and see if I agree with some of the stuff that he has to say. But before that, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell for all my videos down below. I've also been doing a podcast as well, Afro and the Scorp, which me and my other friend Black Scorpio, and sometimes by myself, will end up just talking about a bunch of random stuff, usually revolving around in the gaming world. I have 2 podcasts coming up. One will be for Friday, and the other one coming up here will also be for probably in the next week or to 2 weeks. I'll be actually having an author as well, which I'm really excited about. Now, with all that being said, let's just get right into the video. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna start off with that little intro there. I love it. I love that intro. I love like little gaming intros like that. That was really cool. Props out.
Hey, what's up? It's MR.DEAN, and today I'm going to be ranking every level in Super Mario 64. Just for clarification, I'm only talking about the fully designed stages with 6 different missions and a 100 coin star, so no Bowser levels or other mini levels like that. The criteria I'm going to be using for this list primarily boils down to how creative and memorable the level designs are, and I will be looking at all 6 of the stars for each level. Whether the stars in each level are fun and engaging or boring and annoying will be taken into account here. At the end of the day, personal bias absolutely is going to be taken into account as well. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get right on into the list.
Alright, so starting off, I'm not gonna lie, I like his criteria. I like that fact of just not taking the Bowser ones into account, because those ones are good, but they are a little difficult to get. And also there's a lot of there's some hidden areas as well. So this is going to be really interesting. I like that he's going through all 6 stars, not just the aesthetic of it, but the actual missions themselves. So this should be fun. Alright, we're starting off here with, I'm guessing, the worst one.
Kicking off the list, I am unapologetically putting Dire Docks here. Sorry, not sorry.
Dire Docks? Oh, yeah. So, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a while since I've played Super Mario 64, so my brain might be a little fuzzy on a couple of them, but when I start seeing them, I'm like, oh, that's right. Dire Docks being the last one. Let's see what he has to say.
This music is fantastic and one of the greatest video game songs of all time, but aside from that, there is remotely nothing redeemable going on here. First off, the swimming controls in this game are pathetic, and the only time you are not swimming in this level is when you are holding on to moving poles, which is arguably just as terrible. I also find the design of this level really unmemorable and boring. Literally, the only cool aspect of this level to me is the Bowser ship, and even then, it's not that fun. Let's talk about some of the things in this level that actively make me hate it. The giant whirlpool in the main area actively made me hate both stars 2 and 5. Basically, it just sucks you into the middle, and combined with the awful swimming controls, it was not a fun time. The gigantic tunnel combining the 2 main areas of the level is pretty stupid, because what's the point of it even existing? There is no use of this long ass tunnel, it just makes it irritating. This hole in the side of the Bowser ship area brings you back to the hub area if you go inside of it, which is annoying since it takes forever to get back to the level if you go inside it by accident. And of course, the pole holding star. This star makes you hold on to these moving poles that move so fucking slowly. And finally, I have to bring up the 100 coin star. Yeah, each level in this game has a 100 coin mission, and this one in particular is pretty much unanimously agreed upon to be the worst in the entire game. It's a combination of a few things that cause this. One is that there is barely over 100 coins, which means you basically cannot miss any at all. 2 is that some of the areas that the coins can spawn in don't load until you get really close, and they are so obscured that it becomes more annoying than fun to find. 3 is the f***ing swimming bullshit. And 4 is the f***ing pole holding double bullshit. Surely this is the only insufferable water level though, right? Nope. At number 14 we got Jolly Roger Bay, and there really is not much separating this one from Dire.
Alright, so yeah, we're gonna jump into... Okay, so Dire Docks I definitely I can feel that. It's definitely the one that you probably don't think about as much at all. It does have an amazing soundtrack. Honestly, I've passed out to that music before because it's just so soothing. But 100%, he's right. Dire Docks is pretty trash. Although Jolly Roger, I'm calling it Jolly Roger's Bay. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Jolly Roger's Bay. Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm getting them mixed up with Banjo-Kazooie. I did one earlier, but this one should also be. I'm surprised this one's actually 14, but let's see.
Dogs. Stars 4 through 6 in this level aren't bad, which is what separates it from the former level though. Now 1 through 3 on the other hand, hell nah.
Fuck that eel. I don't know why, I just hated that eel. I hated it.
Star 1, we have to swim all the way to the ship, bait the eel out, go into the ship, open the chest in the right order in order to get the star. It isn't too hard, but it isn't too much fun either. Star 2, we have to awkwardly get this star from the tail of this eel, and I think most people agree that this one sucks. In Star 3, you go to this cave and open the chest in the right order, and I don't like these chest stars that much either. The 100 coin star here isn't as bad as Dire Docks, but it still gets pretty obnoxious. The layout of this level itself isn't nearly as offensive as the previous one. I mean, aside from the eel, it's just another water level to me. Once again, it has phenomenal music, but that only goes so far within the ranking, so unfortunately number 14 it is.
That makes sense. I like that. Now that he put it in that way, I'm not gonna lie, I respect that.
It is impressive that Hazy Maze Cave managed to come very close to last place despite having almost no swimming in it. Almost. I'll go ahead and get the positive of this level out of the way. I do think it has a cool atmosphere. This whole mazy thing, if done correctly, would probably work well for a Mario level, but here it just wasn't for me, unfortunately. The big burden holding this level down comes down to the 8 red coin star and the 100 coin star though. For the 8 red coin one, you need to guide this platform extremely awkwardly in order to get the 8 red coins in the air, and I hate doing this one so much. And the 100 coin star, you basically have to do that same thing all over again en route to getting 100 coins. And maybe it's just me, but I find getting 100 coins here to be kind of hectic. The other stars here are the reason it isn't in the bottom 2. I think it is kind of cute that this is the introduction of Dory as a character. The stars in the poisonous maze are pretty straightforward to get, and the 6th star is just us wall jumping up a random spot, which is not aided by the name being really stupid. The main other footnote of this level is it being where we unlock the metal cap.
Dude, I love the music for the metal cap. Honestly, it's, at least in my view, I think it's second best.
And one of the stars is even accessible through the use of it. I don't know, I don't completely hate this level like I used to, it's just that 2 of the stars are still aggravating enough for this placement. The layout is also a tad bit too convoluted for new players in my opinion. Number 12 I got TikTok Clock, and oh man, where do I start with this one? Well, I'll kick it off with the positives and what puts it above the previous 3. The theming is pretty cool. I love how the time that is displayed on the clock when you jump into the level determines the tick speed when you enter the level. Basically what that means is that if you jump in when the hand is at 12 o'clock, nothing in the stage will move. However, if it is just slightly to the left of that, then all hell will break loose. This is a clever concept, however, actually playing the level lends to some very frustrating moments. There isn't really one star in particular, aside from the 100 coin star that is really bad or anything, but there also isn't anything that's standouty either. It is slightly better than Hazy Maze Cave to me due to the theming, and of course it inspired TikTok Clock and Mario Kart, which brownie points for that. Also, this level in particular is pretty notorious for its absolute betrayal to the camera. Like, the horror stories I have seen of people being screwed over from the camera here is wild.
If you never played Super Mario 64 before, I'm not gonna lie, the camera is by far one of the worst parts. It's literally, this game, at least in my view, could be like a 9.5 to a 10 out of 10, depending, and the camera is literally what holds it back. It's pretty fucking awful.
Not the worst level to me, and some of the platforming can be fun sometimes, it just can be equally frustrating as it is fun. And at number 11, we got the other level up on the 3rd floor, Rainbow Ride. I actually don't mind this level as much as a lot of other people, aside from the stupidity of the floating magic carpets that go way too slowly. A majority of this level is just kind of waiting on these, which is definitely the low point. However, there isn't any star here that I hate as much as the previous stuff. Star 2 is pretty annoying since it makes you wait an excruciating amount of time on the magic carpet, and same with Star 6 where you need to activate the cannon, but I don't know, I just have more disdain for the previous levels. I genuinely do not find the 100 coin mission here to be that hard compared to what everyone else says. As long as you get the blue coins, it really isn't that bad. There really isn't that much else for me to say. I don't really like or strongly dislike this one, but from here on out is where I slowly start to have more good things.
Alright. I definitely feel that. Actually, if you really want to see a really cool video, especially for if you're into speedrunning, the carpetless where you don't use the carpet at all is absolutely insane. But I would say so. I agree. This map is one that it's funny because this map is one that I remember the the carpet going up and all that, but I don't remember anything else. So I thought I would remember more. I thought this would be more of a nostalgia bait, or like flashback kind of thing, but. That's just kind of weird.
Say about the levels. Kicking off the top 10, I got Shifting Sandland, which I used to really hate this level, and nowadays it has kind of grown on me, but not fully. I think making me like any desert level in a Mario game is always a tall order, and this one just doesn't really go above and beyond. The main thing holding this level back is two things: the star where you need to get the cap from the bird, and the 100 coin mission. The first one is really only mildly annoying. I just don't like using the wing cap, but I am sure that isn't even the most practical way of getting the star anyway. Secondly, the 100 coin star is admittedly bad since a lot of them are in the pyramid, and once you go in the pyramid you can't go back out. This makes it really unintuitive completing that star, so there's that. This is also a thing holding Lethal Lava Land back too, which more on that in a bit. But yeah, the rest of the stars here are very meh worthy. I don't mind playing this level really, so I think around the middle of the pack is a pretty appropriate position.
I'm not gonna lie, when I was a kid, the face of those like mummy blocks used to scare the shit out of me.
Number 9 is I think where we see more of a jump in quality as we go to Tiny Huge Island. Theming wise, this is one of my favorite Mario levels ever. Basically, we have two paintings. One takes us to a tiny version of the level and the other is to a large version of the same level. I really like how within the stage itself we can go through pipes to transport between them too. Now the missions on their own though, there isn't really anything here that stands out to me as dreadful in particular, to be honest, but there isn't really anything that is incredible either. Actually, I take that back, the 5 secret star is kind of silly. I think this level has a ton of potential with its concept and everything is just a little bit of a snooze fest to me personally. But thankfully from here on out we get to the levels that I like more than I dislike. Alright, Lethal Lava Land time, number 8. I don't really know why, but I've always kind of liked this level for no particular reason. I'm sure a lot of people don't like it, and I can understand why, but I've always had fun with it.
Personally, I've always found that, like, for Tiny Huge Island, I want to get into real quick here. I like Tiny Huge Island, I just don't remember it. There's a few of them that they don't click. But however, Lethal Lava Land, I do remember quite a bit. And for me, this is where, like, the difficulty kind of spiked a little bit. I thought this was a lot harder when I was, obviously when I was a kid, but a lot harder than I remember.
It does share the same negative from Shifting Sandland, with the volcano making it so you can't leave once you go in, which yeah, in the case of the 100 coin star is pretty obnoxious. But aside from that, there isn't really a star here that I dislike doing. In fact, I normally look forward to playing this level. It is hard, but to me it's the fun kind of platforming hard. I remember I didn't like the bully stars before, but upon replaying the level recently, they don't really bother me, so number 8 it is. Coming in at number 7 is Snowman's Land, the big sleeper pick in the ranking. I always forget this level is a thing.
Whoa, Snowman's Land. Okay, yeah, I think because you think of like the mountain. But I don't think of this one.
It isn't even the best snow themed stage in this game, which more on that later, but it's still great. There is a total of 1 star here that annoys me, that being the first star where you need to shuffle behind this penguin and avoid these gusts of wind. It isn't that bad and I find everything else here fun and charming enough to warrant putting it this high. There isn't anything that overly creative since it's snowmen and you get to go through an igloo, but I still will allow this to be a guilty pleasure. Another level found in the second floor is Tall Mountain, which comes in at number 6. This, very similarly to Snowman's Land, is kind of bland compared to a lot of the other stages in the game, but I don't care because it's so fun. Every star here is fun to get. We got a brand new slide, which is the best one in the game by the way. One of the stars even involves a cute monkey too. Just like Snowman's Land, ever since I was a little kid, this level just kind of stuck out to me to this day and I like it quite a bit. The only thing I would be sure to keep in mind when playing though is for the 100 coin star not to get your 100th coin on the slide. Doing so makes it pretty difficult to get it, so yeah, be wary of that. Anyway, awesome level. Kicking off the top 5, we got Wet Dry World, doing the impossible and being a good Mario 64
What? Okay, I think when I was a kid, I had like a solid hatred for Wet Dry World. I'm not even going to talk about Tall Mountain. He's pretty much correct. But I just had a solid hatred for this world. No clue why. I think I just did not. I thought it wasn't aesthetically pleasing. I don't know if I just didn't get it at the time as a kid. But oh man, surprised that it's up this high.
Water level. Odyssey Central made a deep dive of Wet Dry World, and I would totally recommend giving that a watch since a lot of my opinions on the level are explained very well there, but regardless, I will reiterate some of the points that he made in that video. For one, Wet Dry World just has a really ominous and mysterious vibe that is not really present in anything else in the game. This is present in no better place than the off-putting town section, which is home to 2 of the stars. The atmosphere here just really sticks out. This is also another level with a really cool gimmick. The water can be raised and lowered from within with these little colorful orbs, or you can jump in the painting at any height to set the water to a specific height. Literally the only thing stopping this from being my favorite level in the game is the swimming controls still being absolutely terrible. I guess the 5 secrets is also still goofy, but that's whatever. Also, I don't want to hear anyone crying about the 8 red coin star. It isn't that bad, just learn how to wall jump. Yeah, the camera sucks on it, the camera sucks in every other f***ing level in the game, get over it. Big Boo's haunt time, f***, I love this world. Every star here is fun to get.
Fuck yeah, Big Boo's haunt.
There is only the tiny exception of actually getting the star after the Big Boo fight being a pain, but the fight itself is easy enough to make it so I don't really care. That is such a tiny fault to me that I won't let it rain on my parade. Very similarly to Wet Dry World, I just love the aura of this level. This one is definitely a lot more campy, as the jumping piano is still really funny to me to this day. Like, the level is both creepy and really not creepy at the same time. But yeah, I really only have good things to say about the stars here, I just have a good time getting them all. Finally though, this leads us to the Elite 3, the levels that have stood the test of time unlike any other. Cool Mountain receives the bronze medal here, and although it isn't my favorite, I still have so much good stuff to say about this. The slide is so iconic and fun to go through, and I like how the race against the big penguin is actually somewhat difficult too. I love the inclusion of a shortcut through the wall, which is banned during the actual race so it doesn't ruin that star at all. Exploring the level itself is a blast too, with the way the platforming is structured. The missions are really creative and not annoying. Bringing a baby penguin to its mother, for example, is a really wholesome star to get. And I also have a personal bias towards the wall jumping star. I just have good memories doing this one for some reason. Bob-omb Battlefield comes in at number 2, and yeah, this is the best first level of a 3D Mario game there is. It has been talked about.
I'm not gonna lie, I think Bob-omb Battlefield is probably one of the best starter levels, period.
To death on the internet, but this level perfectly introduces the player to the mechanics of the game. The layout is iconic, we got a fun boss battle against King Bob-omb himself, we have a race against Koopa the Queen.
For those who don't know, also, King Bob-omb was actually in the Super Mario Bros. Movie. That's awesome.
It's all so much fun. Literally the only thing that irks me here is that stupid wing cap star, and because I have already ranted about it before, I will keep it brief, so yeah, f that 1 star. I still love playing this level so much though, and I have to give it respect for setting the groundwork for and proving that 3D was possible with Mario. My pick for number 1 was always going to be Whomp's Fortress. It was when I was a kid and it still is now. This is a combination of a brilliantly compact and fun layout, every single mission being fun and engaging, and nostalgia all working together. I genuinely can't come up with a single thing to complain about, like what, the title Blast Away the Wall is stupid for star 6, sure. At the end of the day, the star isn't bad to get, so I don't really care about that, it's whatever. I don't know how shared that opinion is with the general Mario 64 player base, however that is just without a doubt my favorite level in the whole game. As always with these lists, everything is obviously subjective and down to personal opinion. Feel free to share whatever your thoughts are in the comments. Thank you.
So that was I actually really like that one. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to Mr. Dean here. This was a really good level. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, or just the video itself was really good. I like his levels that he picked. I can't really. I mean, there's a couple things I might have switched a little bit around, but overall, no, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was actually really fun. And yeah, props to you, my dude. Hopefully you may. I want to see more like that because that was really good. Alrighty, everyone. I appreciate you guys sitting here and listening. Be sure to check out all my videos down in the description in the video section. That's where all the videos are. But I also have a couple videos that I did reacting to Shea Frillis with his takes on Mario Kart. So be sure to check those out too. And as always, I'm Taylor from AfrofishOG, and I'll catch you all in the next one.